My name is Raghvendra Agrawal. Today in this topic we will discuss on discovery service of NRF. Let's begin. Let's take the example of PCF discovery, which will be done by AMF, right, to get the access management policy for the subscriber. As the access management policy is mainly to check whether the subscriber is allowed for that particular area, any restrictions are there, right? So, or getting the URSP policy. So for that, the AMF trigger to PCF, right, and trigger to the NRF for PCF discovery. So as soon as the AMF receives the registration request, post getting the subscription data from UDM, it will head to NRF for PCF discovery. So in the discovery request, if you see here, it will send get request, that is a HTTP get message. Then it will trigger the an NRF discovery service. An NRF discovery service is a service which is being exposed by the NRF for discovery of that producer, right? So consumer can use the NRF discovery service and trigger to the NRF to get the network function profile, which network function is supporting for that particular NF service, right? So if you see here in this particular request, an NRF discovery service which is being used by the NRF, here the discovery parameters are, if you see here, service name as NPCF AM policy control. So the AMF want to access the service which is being exposed by the PCF, and the service name is NPCF AM policy control. Target NF type as PCF. Requester NF type as AMF. So AMF will send that discovery parameters, which will include what service AMF want to access. In this case, it is NPCF AM policy control service. What NF type it want to access. In this case, it is PCF. It will also send the requester NF type, requester NF instance ID, right? Basis these parameters, NRF checks in its database and reply with network function profiles supporting that particular service. Sorry, right? So if you see here in this example, the NRF reply with the PCF profiles, PCF NF profiles. If you see here, NF type as PCF, the PLMN, it supports the FQDN, the IP address of the PCF, instance ID, then it supports the service name, it supports, right? So these are the NF profile of the PCF supporting this particular service, which is AM policy control service, right? Based on the information available in the NRF database. Let's take of SM policy. So for example, the AMF receives a PDU establishment request and trigger to the SMF, right, for an SMF PDU session, and now the SMF want to trigger towards the PCF over the N7 interface, right? So for that it has to do the discovery of the PCF, right? So SMF will request to NRF and do the discovery of the PCF, but in this case the service name will be NPCF SM policy control, right? Because it wants session management policy. Earlier the AMF want UE management policy, UE control policy, but in this case the SMF wants session management policy, right? So if you see here, the get message and NRF discovery, which is the same service which is being exposed by the NRF, then the service name is NPCF SM control, which is the service SMF want to access. Target NF type as PCF, requester NF type as SMF, then requester NF instance ID, right? So these are the information will be sent as a discovery parameter from SMF to NRF. Basis that, NRF will check its database and reply with the network function profiles of PCF supporting the SM policy. If you see here, it will send the instance ID, the PCF, NF status as registered, the PLMN list it supports, the IP address of the PCF, the FQDN of the PCF, locality of that PCF, right? So based on all these information, right, SMF will select that which PCF it want to access to, right? So this is the discovery of the PCF. for SM policy. Thank you so much.